Hello, guys. I hope that you are doing really well because today I am going to talk about why you should take the Goethe C2 certificate or, on the other hand, the TestDaf. And I know that it is a complex decision. I also have been there and I passed the TestDaf in April with a TDN 3 in Lesen, which is reading, Sprechen und Schreiben, which is writing and also talking. And I got the TDM 4 in Hören, which is listening. However, I decided to take this exam because it was my first certification exam, so I had doubts on my current level of German because as I didn't learn German with a normal course or above course, I didn't really know my level. I just did know that I needed this exam to apply for German universities, which I am going to talk about it in another video. But in this September, I've decided that I wanted to take the Goethe C2. So I will be having both certificates. Hopefully, I can pass these that I will present soon. And what I think about exams is that they can be really difficult, but in my personal experience, I think that you should challenge yourself with the Goethe C2 certificate because personally I find that the stuff is much difficult because it has a lot of tasks to do, a lot of Aufgaben, and I think that it is worth it that you could have confidence into taking the Goethe C2 because both certificates are mandatory if you are entering to a German university that gives the bachelor program or the master program in German. So I wanted to compare both texts and explain to you why I find that maybe Goethe's why is not so complex as it seems. First, because of this exam structure of both. In the first hand, the Goethe's why in spite of it being complex, the parts of the exam are well structured and they give you the time that you need to properly do it. For example, in the part of Hören, which is listening, it only has 3 parts. While in the TestDaf, in digital, if you take it digital, which is the most common format, most of the abilities that are evaluated have 7 parts, in exception from the writing part, which only has 2.
Oh mein Gott, bist du lost.
Starting with the reading test, in the Goethe C2, it consists of 4 parts, and these 4 parts are about multiple choice of understanding the ideas of the text, also reorder a text so you can recognize the parts of academic text, identifying true or false statements, and finally doing a rapid recognition of the main ideas to classify them. On the other hand, the TestDaf has a bunch, 7 parts. So the first one is to put the words in a text, so they evaluate your vocabulary knowledge. The second one is organizing the text structure. The third one is multiple choice from the ideas of the text. The fourth one is assigning statements in the text. And the fifth one is categorizing the parts of the text based on categories. So the information match into categories. In the sixth and seventh, you will need to categorize also the information. And in the last one, you will need to identify the false information of a summary that is done based on a pre-established text.
Hello, do you speak Germany?
Then we have Hören. In this exam, for example, the Goethe certificate has only 3 parts, while the TestDaf has again 7 parts, which is a lot. In the Goethe C2, they evaluate in the first part that you understand main information, also that you can understand in the second part like implicit and explicit ideas, and in the third part that you understand like different views and opinions and recognizing the opinions from different people. While in TestDaf, there's a dialogue in the context of a university asking for information, and you will have to complete the table about it. So in the first one is a university dialogue. The second one is completed information. In the third one, you have to take notes of the audio to answer questions. In the fourth one, you have to detect the mistakes from the text based on the audio. And in the fifth one, you will need to assign the information to the person that is talking about it. In the sixth one, you are going to do multiple choice based on the information in the audio. And in the last one, you will have to identify which words are said wrongly in a text. And then we have the writing section. In this part, both exams has two parts only. In the case of the Goethe C2, it is about a synthesis of a given article, and you have to rephrase the ideas based on your vocabulary. And the second one is an argumentative text or an essay about a given topic, and here you have 80 minutes. While in the TestDaf, you only have 30 minutes for both texts. So, for example, in the first one, you have to do an argumentative text as well about a given topic. So, the introduction, your arguments, evaluating the positive and negative things about the topic, and then a proper conclusion while also explaining your opinion. And in the second part, they give you both a graph and a text, and here you have to write synthesis about, for example, the causes and consequences of a problematic of an issue, or only just explaining like the relationship between the article and the graph by explaining the topic they ask you to do. And finally, we have the Sprechenprüfung or the mündliche Ausguck. And here in the Goethe is why I think that it is more chill, because they give you 15 minutes to prepare a monologue that takes about 5 to 7 minutes. And based on my experience, for example, that when I did the dive sound, it was a monologue of 15 minutes. So in this case, it's much shorter, and here you can prepare the information you're going to talk about, and like it is in a short time, so it is not so complex. And the second part is a discussion with your examiner, and here you will argument your position about a given topic. On the other hand, the TestDaf is all with a computer with your microphone, and here you also have 7 tasks, which is a lot, I know, but that's what it makes it harder, because they are all different and you have to memorize a specific rhythm. For example, in the first task that they give you in the TestDaf is to give an advice to another student in the context of a university. The second one is to evaluate or consider options based on the positive things and negative things. The third one is like doing a summary of a given academic text. And the fourth one, you have to compare the information objectively. So they will evaluate your comprehension of the topic and your ability to like take an objective perspective of both sides. In the sixth one, you have to make an exposition of a topic based on a text they give you. That's the fifth one. You have to do an exposition. And the sixth one, you have to repeat the arguments that are said by colleagues in your classroom. So you first are going to listen an audio, prepare your thoughts, and then repeat like the arguments they give. And finally, the last one is to criticize a measure that is taken in university by the coordinators or directors. So that is overall the structure of both exams. So in my personal opinion, I think that the TestDaf it can be more complex and more difficult to pass, for example, with a TDM 4 or TDM 5 in all abilities because it has a lot of tasks, 7 tasks for 3 abilities and 2 for the writing section, which is very limited in time. But at the same time, the advantage with it is that it has like the 3 proficiency levels. So it is like a flexible option whether you feel that you don't have the skills for a C2 or C1. However, I really think that if you're able to prepare for a TestDaf, you can also be able to prepare for the Goethe C2 exam because this exam also takes a lot of discipline, but you can pass it by studying the structure of it with sample exams, and it is possible. It can be really hard, but it is totally possible. If I am going to do it without having like more than 2 years of learning German, I only have like 1 year and a half of learning German. I think that you can do it as well in much less time, depending on your flexibility and the time you invest to learn German. It always depends. So I hope that this video helped you to organize and clarify your thoughts about both exams and hopefully help you to take a decision or being more informed about this. If you like this video, please hit the like button and the subscribe one. And if you know someone that is facing the same situation, send this video to them if it can help them as well. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and found it useful, and we see us the next time. Bis bald!